Hi students, so today we're going to learn on topic of legal personality and the nature of limited liability. So let's begin. Okay, this is the short notes about the introductions to legal personality. Basically, what's important in this topic is that we're going to learn on the effects of incorporations. Okay, what happens when a business entity being incorporated into a company. So first, of course, the effect is that this will be two different entities between the person who incorporate, okay, which we call incorporators, and also the company. Okay, both will be two different entities in which incorporators will remain as natural person, as individual, okay, while the company will be an artificial legal person, which it is a company, but it has legal obligation and legal liability as a natural person. Okay, the company will be legally treated as a legal person, hence the company can own its own property, can execute contracts, it also can sue and be sued. The precedent case, okay, under this legal personalities principle is Solomon against Solomon and Company Limited. The effects of the incorporation of a company. Okay, the major effect of incorporation of company is that there will be two different entities. Okay, the company itself and also its incorporators. Incorporators will remain as natural person, whereas the newly incorporated company, it will become an artificial legal person. A company is treated as equal to a natural person in law. A corporation is a juristic person that in most instances is legally treated as person. Okay, bila kita cakap legally treated as person ni, maksudnya okay, sebagai orang biasa, okay, kita ada legal liability and obligation ourselves. Meaning to say, okay, kalau kita masuk contract, kita buat contract, then we are in breach of the contract, then we can be sued, right? So same goes to company. Okay, secondly, empowered with the attributes to own its property, execute contracts, and has the ability to sue and be sued. Okay, sebagai company juga, company layak untuk mempunyai harta sendiri. Maksudnya, okay, contoh kalau kita beli rumah, that house will be named after us, right? Okay, same goes to the company. Kalau company beli hartanah misalnya, rumah tu boleh dipindah milik, okay? Nama tu akan jadi nama company, okay, instead of nama orang ataupun nama members of the company. Okay, it will be on its own name. Separate legal entity, or sometimes we call it as separate legal personality. It's basically the same meaning. Okay, once the company incorporated, it becomes a separate individual person from the person who incorporated it. Members of the company would not in their personal capacity be entitled to benefits, nor would they liable for the responsibility or the obligation of the company. Sebarang benefit ataupun responsibility, okay, tanggungjawab akan ditanggung sepenuhnya oleh company. Okay, bukannya dia punya members. Company can enter into legal relationship with its participant, for example, as debtor and creditor, or as employee and employer. Contohnya, kontrak perkhidmatan, okay, pekerjaan contohnya. Bila seorang staff tu dia sign kontrak dengan company untuk bekerja di bawah company tu, itu adalah kontrak di antara staff dan juga company, nama syarikat tu, bukannya nama director syarikat tu ke ataupun nama mana-mana shareholders. Okay, Now we're going to look into the precedent case. It's very old English case, very important as well. So we look into the facts. Solomon owned a business. Okay, he owned a shoe business. He then formed a company in the name of Solomon and Company Limited. So Solomon sold his shoes business to the company, and in consideration the company will issue the debentures to him. Okay, debentures ni bond, okay, sort of bond. The company then become insolvent or winding up. Okay, if a person, we call it bankrupt. If company, we call it insolvent or winding up. And the liquidator claimed the debentures owned by Solomon. It was held in this case that once the company is legally incorporated, it must be treated like any other independent person with its rights and liabilities appropriate to itself. And that the motive of those who took part in the promotion of the company are absolutely irrelevant in discussing what those rights and liabilities are. The court mentioned that the Act appears to give a company a legal existence with rights and liability of its own. So what we are going to learn today is basically about the principle that come from this case. If this case is not in existence, we're not going to have that principle, that separate legal entity. So that's how important this case is, okay? So the principle laid down in Solomon's case is well recognized in Malaysia, meaning that the principle is being applicable in Malaysian courts. Okay, there are a few examples of cases. You can read there. Okay, and take one example, which is Abdul Aziz bin Adnan against Narengo Malay State Member High. This is about the transfer of ownership of the shareholders does not change the company's entity. So basically, even the shareholders change, okay, the company is still in existence as usual, okay, not being affected by the transfer of ownership between the shareholders. Okay, this is the consequence of separate legal entity of a company. Okay, a synopsis of the consequence or the effects that we are going to learn. Altogether, there are 6. Okay, firstly, liability of members to contribute in the event of winding up. Okay, how about the liability? Is the shareholders or the members are responsible for the company's liabilities? Okay, secondly, a company's obligation and liabilities are of its own and not those of its participant, meaning that the company will be responsible fully on the obligation and liability. Okay, the third one, a company can sue and be sued in its own name, that we have discussed just now. Fourth, a company has perpetual succession, jangka hayat dia sendiri. Fifth, a company's property is not the property of its participant. The company's property is separated from the participant's property. So the participant cannot claim that the property owned by the company is theirs. Okay, they can't claim. Okay, and 6, a company can contract with its controlling participants. Meaning they can do a contract between a company and also the members of the company. Alright, okay, so this is the synopsis. We'll go into details in part 2 of the video. Take my